Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's ICE commentary on the Russell 2000 and US equity markets. My name's Travis McKenzie from Trader Precision, and I'm filling in once again for Nick McDonald. Nick will be back starting again next week for those who are wondering where he's gone. Let's just have a quick recap of what we were talking about last week. The key level we were talking about last week was this pink line here, the 715 level. Now this candle here was Friday's bar, and if you remember what we were saying, we were at the point where we sort of had no trend in place, because what we had a series of lower highs but also a series of high lows, so there was no clear trend. And what we were saying is we wanted to see this 715 level broken, but also this low to be broken, so then we'd have a series of lower highs and our first lower low, meaning we're in a downtrend. And that's exactly what happened. It opened on Monday and just traded down, and pretty much traded down all of the week. So now, where last week we had a little arrow there saying we weren't too sure what was happening, now this has moved down here. We still don't even really have a low in place, but we don't know where that low is going to be, but we definitely know that low is lower than there. So we're now clearly in a downtrend on that daily chart. Now the Russell was lagging behind the other cash markets, but it's now certainly caught up, and most of the Dow, the Nasdaq, the S&P, and the Dow, their charts are pretty similar. So they've all caught up with each other. So it's good to have a week where you call, what you think is going to happen does happen. Now it was a great week for trading. Looking at these lower time frames in the 4 hour and the 1 hour, you can see price pulling away, pulling back into what we call the sell zone. This area based on the 10 and the 20 period moving average, pulls away, pulls back into that sell zone, pulls away, pulls back. Great trading opportunities on both of those time frames based on just pulling back in that sell zone and away every single time. So great opportunities last week. So then, but that doesn't really help us for this week. Where do I think the market's going this week? Well, last week there was this terrible news out of Europe all week. This week things aren't looking much better. There's some economic reports due out of the US and out of Europe, but unless those reports are absolutely blow the market away, I can't see things really changing that much. It looks like the situation in Europe is just getting worse and worse, which is obviously having a flow-on effect for the rest of the economy, and that negativity is feeding into the stock markets. So based on what I'm seeing here, I think the price is going to continue lower. The next level, like key level short, is at this 650 level here. 650, this level here. Now, looking of late, that level probably doesn't look so strong. But if we go back to last year, we can see it certainly was a bit of support, resistance, broke through, got some support, and has not really held precisely this year, but has definitely slowed price up, and price has acted off that. So that's definitely the next key level I'm seeing here. Will it go all the way down and hit that level over the next couple of days? I really don't know. It's anyone's guess. But what I do think is that we're going to see some profit taking soon, which will mean there'll be a retracement back in price. If we have a look, we've essentially sort of had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days straight down with no profit taking or no breathers at all there. So what I'll be looking for quite closely on Monday is, are the lows of this candle going to be broken and price pushed down to test this 650 level, or are the highs of this going to be broken and we're going to see some profit taking? If we get a bit of profit taking, I think we'll probably see the price will retrace back up to this sell zone once again, the area based on the 10 and 20 period moving average. Now that will probably be around this sort of region, so maybe around the 690, 695, around that level, and then I'll be looking for shorts to trade that lower again down to this 650 level. Worst case scenario, if amazing news starts coming out of Europe and price retraces back up, obviously that 715 level is going to be that key level for price to break. But right now, because we're in a downtrend, I'm going to be looking just to be trading on the short side. I'm not interested in trying to trade this back up to this 715 level. If it gets back up there, well, I'll be looking for shorting opportunities off it. But I think we'll see price, if it doesn't continue down and test this 650 level, retrace back up into that sell zone based on the 10 and 20, and then I'll be looking for shorting opportunities. Where that level is, it's hard to really tell at this point in time. I'd have to see how those moving averages base out. But that's where I think the Russell is going over the next week. Let's just have a quick look at these other indexes. We'll have a look first at the S&P 500. But they're not really telling us much, because, as I say, I just want to show you, just to sort of say what I was to show you what I was talking about. But the picture looks pretty much the same as what we're seeing on the Russell. We've got a key level down here at 1118, so 1118, around that level, roughly around that level. But it's a fair decent distance to travel still. Same situation, a long run down. We can move this now because that's wasn't a low. We've had a long run down without any sort of retracement. I'm looking for that retracement, maybe back up to this key level of 1200, and then looking for that to roll over. And then just to have a look at the Dow. Dow's a very, very similar picture. Pretty much a picture the same. Move down here. These averages are crossing over. We're now clearly in a downtrend. So, like I said, those indexes are not really giving me much information, much more than the actual chart of the Russell was giving it myself. So there you go. Pretty simple week, in my opinion, of what are the possibilities. We've got some really good key levels at 715 and at 650. We've now got a nice established downtrend, and I'm hoping that we're going to get some good moves shorter throughout the rest of this week, and it's going to present us with a number of good trading opportunities like it did last week. So I hope that helps, and I hope you also all have a very, very good week's trading.